we love each other so much, and like we love being around each other, and we're super good friends. I guess for now it's just best that we stay that way.
My heart went.
So like looking back on it, it's like literally so bizarre to me to even think this is possible from an app. When I first downloaded TikTok, it was kind of as a joke. I think that's kind of what everyone downloads it as. But I was babysitting a lot of like middle schoolers at the time, and they all had TikTok, and that was kind of like the age group that used the app at the time. And I ended up getting it just because they all had it. And I posted a video as a joke, and it actually did really well, and I was like very shocked. And after that point, it was kind of like realizing like, oh my gosh, like you can actually like get somewhere with this app.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never would have thought I'd be here just from posting those videos. Like I can't even believe I even live in California, let alone Los Angeles. Like it's so crazy to me that I came from Louisiana, which is like so small. And like I was literally there 6 months ago. 6 months ago I lived there, and even like I just moved here in December. My true friends that I've like had with me for a really long time are so supportive of me, and like don't treat me any differently. Like they still treat me the same, and with like congratulating me and supporting me through it. But they're all like very solid people that are in my life still. And I feel like a lot of people think like when this happens to people like out of nowhere, like they just kind of like lose the connections with their old friends. But like my best friends that I've had forever, it's just like we still talk every day, and like it hasn't changed a thing. They just are super supportive and proud of me.
Lil Cece on a beat.
So my family is so supportive of me. Like luckily, not everyone gets blessed with a supportive family, but my family has been so supportive. And my mom actually, my dad too. My mom, she has 1 million followers on the app on TikTok. So yeah, she's almost at 2 million. So it's pretty crazy because actually we like blew up together.
Girl, I want to see you twerk. I throw a little money at the twerk. I don't really think you can twerk.
Luckily that happened, and our first video that we did together like did really well together, and we ended up making a couple more, and we did one to Mariah Carey's song Why You So Obsessed With Me.
Why you so obsessed with me? Boy, I wanna know.
And she liked it, and it was like so crazy because that was like right when I started TikTok. I think I maybe had like 50 to 75K, and she liked it, and then we started making more content together, me and my mom, and then that was actually my first video to hit 1 million likes was with my mom. All my videos with her like do so well because people like love to see a mom and daughter duo, you know?
Whenever you tell me I'm pretty, that's when the hunger really hits me. Your little heart goes pitter patter.
I do sometimes. I'm such a people person, so like anytime I get to meet someone, I'm like super eager. But I guess you could say like it is scary to think about the bad side of things. Like when you do hear about like celebrities or like even just people that are like, I don't know, just like more in danger, I guess you could say. Like people are like, there are people in this world that aren't good, and like I think for me it's like taking a lot of realizing that to like know like I do have to be more reserved on that side, because not everyone is out just to support me. Like, you know, some people are jealous people, or like some people have bad intentions, or like just don't have a good heart and like do want to hurt people. And I think for me like right now it's like obviously hard for me to wrap my head around it because I'm not used to that.
Stupid boy think that I need him. I go cold like change the season.
No.
You think I'm cute? Yes or no? Yes?
Okay, we are just friends. So it kind of just, we actually met in October, and we started hanging out a lot. It was kind of like, we weren't even really friends, I would say. Like we were just kind of around the same people a lot, more acquaintances, I guess you could say. And then later into like October, we ended up just hanging out a lot. And like when I was coming back and forth to LA, like I didn't live here. I was coming back for like Halloween and like my birthday and stuff like that. We kind of just started hanging out more. And then like once I moved here, we like started hanging out a lot. And then we got like super close, and like we were really, really, really good friends.
I want you to be mine again, baby.
No, we were talking and like kind of on and off, just like trying to figure things out. And like I'm also like I said, very new to this, and like he's been in this industry for a really long time. But you know, things happen, and then like we just decided like we're better off as friends for now, because like we both have like totally different I guess like lifestyles right now, not necessarily just like apart from the social media, just kind of like we both are like looking to branch off to different things and like do different things. So I think right now we're just better off as friends, and like we both like mutually decided that. Like it was kind of just a thing that we were like, you know, we love each other so much, and like we love being around each other, and we're super good friends. So it's like I guess for now, it's just best that we stay that way, and like, you know, we support each other 100%.
I gotta go my own way.
What about us?
I don't know, you know, like I don't really have any plans for my future just because life does change so fast, and I feel like when you try to plan things out, things never work out. So right now I'm kind of just going with the flow, and who knows what'll happen.
Gotta take the time to cut them off, I need ya. I know how to make the girl go crazy.
Yes, it is weird. I feel like that's so crazy to think about. I mean, I think it's so cool. Like, I love that because I feel like, I mean, I'm a fangirl, like for sure. Like when I see like anybody, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's blah, blah, blah. Like, oh my gosh, I love them so much. And so like, I think I kind of like can put myself in that position and be like, I was always so interested in everyone's life because it's just so much fun to like see that. I guess you kind of like live through people in that way, you know, like I'm like watching the Kardashians and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to know what's happening here because like I wonder what that'd be like to experience that. Yeah. So I'd say there's not really rules. It's kind of just like okay, be careful of this because like we don't want people to get the wrong idea. So like sometimes I guess with collaborations it could be like that possibly, but I feel like you don't really let it control you as far as like deciding if you're gonna do something or not, because like no matter what, when the end of the day comes, you know who you like or like what's going on. So like you don't really let it determine your post. You kind of just are a little more careful, I guess you'd say. But regardless, like people are always gonna like to see people together, like see people and be like, they're so cute together, you know? We all like it, we think it's funny.
I like serious relationships, and a girl like me don't stay single for long.
I do like being on my own. I actually was in a really, really long serious relationship before any of this happened to me. Yeah, so I've learned a lot from that relationship, and it was a really big part of my life for about 5 years. So it was just like, it was different to like branch off to this. And so now that I am in this position, it's just like me time, you know, like I spend a lot of my time in relationships. So it's like, now's my time to grow and like chase my dreams on my own. And it's kind of what I'm doing. We kind of just cut ties after I ended up graduating high school. And I mean, I'm sure he knows what's going on, but I don't really know. I love her because like Ocean Eyes was so good to me, and I literally would listen to it and like cry. I was like, oh my gosh, like when I'd get in my feelings, I was listening to Ocean Eyes. But and then like as she got more popular, I was like, oh, like I loved her music, but I was like, oh, she's mainstream, like everybody listens to her now, so it's not as cool. You know, when you find that artist and then they blow up and you're like, dang it, like I wanted them to be mine. But no, and I still like supported her obviously through like her big blow up and like everything that went on. And then just recently I saw her at the Spotify event, and I was like live, and I was like, that was the first time I ever saw her live, and I was like, oh my gosh, like she's an angel. I didn't meet her, but I literally was like screaming. I was like, I love you. Every time my music would switch, she's insane. She's incredible. I hope so. I don't know. If she does, that'd be so awesome. I think, and not even for the like filming purposes of it, you know, just like to meet her, and she's done so much at her age, and it's just so inspiring to like see that and like know that that's so possible, and like where she came from, like her story is incredible. So I think just even being around her is like, wow, like she did this on her own, and like here she is.
Oh, last night it was amazing and crazy.
In the next year, I really am pushing to get into acting really hard right now.
What?
So I've been on a lot of auditions and like castings and stuff like that. So hopefully in the next year I'll be casted in a movie or TV show, which would be so insane because that's kind of like always been my dream, just to like be on the big screen. Stranger Things would be really cool to be on. But honestly, anything at this point. I like think all movies are so awesome, and it's just kind of like exciting to even be in this time where I can do those things, you know, like I can't even believe it's possible for me right now. So any chance that I get, I'd be so open to. And then in the next 5 years, I'd hope to be like financially able to support myself and my family. That'd be super awesome to be able to do. And I think as far as like career-wise, I think just like being the best at what I get into and what I do would be the goal.
I'm the realest in the building, yeah, I'm keeping it legit.
I don't really think so. I think everybody sees like pretty much every part of me, because I am like very real on the internet, and like I don't know, I'm a very positive person naturally, and I think actually that could be one. Some people think like I smile too much or like I'm too happy. They're like, something must be wrong, and I'm like, no, like I just am positive. I guess like I've learned like growing up, I've been through a lot too, and I think like, you know, you live and you learn that like no matter what, if you like are smiling and positive about situations, it does make you feel better about it. And I think like that's a big thing for me, is like spreading positivity and like love and happiness. And it's like that when you put those things out into the world, like that always comes back to you.
I'm moving too fast. Got 300 days.
I think just as far as like relationships and like high school and like in middle school and high school, I kind of like, people obviously are mean. There are people that are trying to tear you down, and I think like going through that and just like hearing people's negative words kind of like changed me into the way it's like I can only control how I feel about what they say about me. And like now to this day, it's like helped me a lot with like hate and stuff like that, just to like be more positive about it and realize like just because someone's having a bad day or like maybe feeling insecure about themselves doesn't mean you have to let that affect you. Oh, for sure. Yeah, people are bullies sometimes. But on TikTok, it's like a whole nother level. Like, people just aren't afraid to say anything behind a screen. You know, like it doesn't really resonate with them that like you are somebody. Like they just look at you and think, oh, they won't see this, but everyone else will see this comment. And like for TikTok, I feel like a lot of times people try to get like the top liked comment, and like they'll say something mean, and then like that'll end up being the top. So it's like, it is hurtful and like it does affect you, but I think like at the end of the day, it's like you look back and you're like, look where I am and like where I've got myself, and like I'm so grateful for the people that do love me, and there are so many more people that support me and love me and like just aren't afraid to like cheer me up than like the haters. So I feel like it kind of just, you brush it off because you're like, you know, like maybe they're having a bad day.
Bruh, 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 bruh.
I do, yeah. I try to read the top ones just because they are like the most liked ones, and then I try to respond to like a lot of the positive comments just so people know that I still like read them and like obviously like love to hear the positivity.
Walked out looking like money. Look what I got on.
I hope your day gets better and somebody loves you. So if that can help your day a little bit, then there you go.